Howdy, y'all. Welcome to Liberty Libations number 74. Alden is cracking the worst kind of top right now, while Zane did it right. All right. My name is Jake Green. Thank y'all so much for joining. Joined as always by Alden, Hardee, Zane, Placie, Zach Varnell, and soon to be Stephen Hilton. Y'all, it's been a great week. How are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? How's your week going?
I hurt my back pretty bad. I feel my age this week. So,
what did you do? Lifting boxes?
Yes, yeah. I've never hurt my back before, and I've hurt it twice in this move. So I kind of like re-injured it, and now I finally get when people are like, "Oh, I hurt my back," and I was like, "What does that mean? How do you hurt your back?" And now I'm like, now I get it. So I have sympathy for old people now.
Did you at least hurt it doing something cool? Because for me, it's like I slept weird, or I got out of bed strange, or I sneezed.
I was sliding totes around in my understairs closet, and I like picked one up and tried to get a really awkward angle and like put it up on a shelf, and I felt it, and I was like, nope, that's bad, real bad.
Just tell people you were deadlifting.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
that's exactly it.
I was throwing Tom Cruise off of a building.
Oh yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Y'all, today's episode is brought to you by Rabbit Eye Wine. You can see the little rabbit. He's always looking over my shoulder. Best blueberry wine in the state of Georgia. I don't know. Are there other blueberry wines in the state of Georgia? Should I?
It doesn't even matter.
Should I come up with a different tagline or a different thing to say?
There's only one in our hearts.
There's only one blueberry wine in our hearts, and that is Rabbit Eye Wine. You can order it online. You can also, if you're in the state of Georgia, you can go to your local liquor store. There's a map on their website of which stores they currently sell in. And yeah, pick it up, y'all. It's fantastic. We're also going to be doing a giveaway here in the next couple of weeks for how many bottles? 3 bottles? Is that what we're doing?
Yep, 3 so far.
3 bottles of wine. So stay tuned for that. We'll tell you about the rules and how to get entries and how to win yourself some blueberry wine. We also have a bunch of merch coming in. I'm wearing Liberty Libations shirt that says "Drink Whiskey, Spread Misinformation." Mr. Zane Placie is wearing our hat that is a Threat to Democracy hat.
I'm wearing our whitey tighties.
Alden's wearing our whitey tighties. And then I've got our pint glass, which says Liberty Libations. In wine, there is wisdom. In beer, there is freedom. In water, there is bacteria. There's going to be more products coming probably this month, actually. Probably going to put some more stuff out this month. And might even do a giveaway with a couple of those items as well. Hannah says, if I don't win the giveaway, I quit. What do you quit, Hannah? You just quit entering giveaways?
Cigarettes?
Is that the deal? Like just no more giveaways for you? So yeah, go to peacefulseed.network to get your merch. This shirt is absurdly comfortable. It's the softest shirt I think.
Who makes it? Is it a Bella Canvas or?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Get naked. Find the tag. Tell me who makes the shirt.
It probably says it on the website. Okay.
Who are you wearing?
What's that?
I said, who are you wearing?
Who am I wearing? There we go. I am drinking the world's largest old fashioned. It literally takes up half a pint glass. Anonymous, what are you drinking?
Coors and I forgot that's me. Coors and a screwdriver.
All right. Zach,
which, fun fact, was my first liquor drink I ever drank.
That's not a liquor drink. That's just orange juice. Zach, are you drinking your White Claw?
Yeah, I had some interesting things the few weeks I wasn't on screen, so nobody got to learn about it. I'm back to White Claw.
There's no proof. There's no proof for that.
If a White Claw is opened in a forest.
I've got a mango blue moon, so very summertime.
I didn't know they made other
I didn't either.
flavors.
I thought it was just blue.
Use it with mango? Like, interesting. I thought the whole thing with Blue Moon was that it was like an orange drink. It's like you add an orange.
That would be right.
Good. Yeah.
But they also decided, let's chuck some mango in here.
So why couldn't you just get a normal Blue Moon and stick a mango slice in it? rather than an orange slice. Wouldn't that do essentially the same thing?
Well, but I'm not an infuser, so it would...
Fair. Brian says they used to think drinking beer made you strong for work.
He's not wrong.
What is the Rue Crew? REW?
Rabbit Eye Wine.
Rabbit Eye Wine. Good call, Hannah. That was great. The Rue Crew.
Oh, we're also back in Jazz Club. Jake Alden.
Oh, we
Zane
are
Zach.
back in Jazz
Yeah.
Club. Jake Alden, Zane Zach. Love it. Grumpy says, I'm drinking black coffee to recharge my grumpiness. Perfect. That's exactly what the world needs, Grumpy.
Does that work?
More Grumpy Gnome on X. I don't know if y'all follow Grumpy Gnome, but you really should go over and follow his Twitter feed. It's fantastic. X feed.
If I ever were to use Twitter, I would use it for that.
We're gonna, by the time we finish doing this show in 40 years, you're going to be on X. Alden.
Ecstasy? Yeah. Well,
I
don't need 40 years.
Fair enough. All right, y'all. Our first topic of the evening. Second whistleblower, Josh Dean of Boeing supplier Spirit Air System, dies of sudden illness. So a few weeks ago, we covered a story where the first whistleblower of Boeing died. He supposedly committed suicide in his car while he was staying in a hotel room.
At a hotel.
Made really no sense whatsoever. And now suddenly the second whistleblower for Boeing has suddenly died. And Zach, let's go ahead and bring up some more stuff. Boeing whistleblower, there's another one coming out. So Boeing whistleblower says he was pressured to hide defects. I think there's a video in this page, or is that the next one? Zach, can you scroll down a little bit? It might be the next one. Yeah, let's go to the next. Yeah, there we go. Let's watch this video real quick. There's another whistleblower who's coming forward to talk about Spirit Air Systems and Boeing.
Work in Spirit, I almost grew a fear of flying. There's about 2 or 3 units that is in the back of your mind that you know that you would never want to fly.
You think there are planes out there that you wouldn't want to fly on?
But knowing what I know about the 737s, it makes me very uncomfortable when I fly in one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a guy who worked.
Go home to her native New Hampshire to run in the second.
Oh, whoops.
That was a guy who worked for Spirit Air Systems, who handles a lot of Boeing's crap, does a lot of the inspections before airlines get it. Why does it always go to that one? There we go. And he basically just said in that video that he is extremely uncomfortable flying on specific airliners, one of them being the 737.
Do you remember how many out of it was like 10 or 15 people that were like kind of covertly interviewed or asked like at the plant that was making the new Boeing plane? And it was a lot of people that were working there that said they would not fly on that particular plane.
So wild.
I forget how many though.
Dude, that's so crazy. Just the living in that kind of fear for your job or your life, whichever one, if you're working at that company, and not reporting major problems with machines that transport hundreds of people in the air 30,000 feet. Like,
yeah,
man, passing the buck is absolutely crazy. Like, people don't take initiative. They just have no initiative whatsoever to actually take responsibility or go after things.
There was 2 people that did, and I don't know if there'll be a third.
Well, let's pull up
Probably
the next
a little
one,
scared, yeah.
Boeing faces 10 more whistleblowers after two die. People's lives are at stake. And then this is a meme that says Boeing. You can go ahead and hit play. Zach.
Goddamn minigun.
Oh, it's such a good name. I love that one. All right, we're good. So there are 10 more whistleblowers coming forward now that multiple whistleblowers have died.
It's whistleblower like herd safety mentality.
Dude, it's super interesting.
I'm surprised by that.
I am too.
And proud.
Yes, that it's not an excuse for not having said things in the past, but it does make me believe in humanity a little bit more than I did before these 10 people started coming forward. Grumpy says, I don't know anything about Boeing for my own safety. Brian says that does it. We need to invest trillions into high-speed rail boondoggles in the U.S.
Brian makes an important point here, though, which is that even if, let's say, planes are twice as dangerous as we thought they were, that would still mean that they're 5 times as safe as driving. Because the usual stat is that, like, per mile traveled, planes are 10 times safer. Like, you're 10 times more likely to die if you're driving a car the same distance compared to if you're flying that.
Yeah.
I don't.
So even if it's actually twice as dangerous as that,
No.
it's still a lot. So I'm not gonna like all of a sudden become like petrified of flying now because we know this. It's just that every time we have a plane crash, it's a lot more exciting than every time there's a car crash because we see car crashes every day, but we don't see plane crashes every day.
Then you're missing one of the big points here. Somebody else is flying the dadgum plane. If I was flying the plane, I'd be fine with it. If I was a pilot, I'd be like, yeah, I can handle it. I'm the one driving the car. I'm not going to get in a friggin' wreck because I'm a phenomenal driver.
That's what they all say.
No, they don't. It's so many terrible drivers die.
But
they wouldn't describe themselves that way.
That is
matter.
interesting.
I am
the skill level.
level.
So think about this then. Like, what about public transit drivers that are supposed to be, hired professionals to drive a bus or whatever? That statistic compared to planes would maybe be.
I'd be
far
more interested in that statistic than I am with
the everyday driver.
With me driving a car versus me getting on a plane. I've wrecked fewer amount. Percentage-wise of my time in the car, I would bet that I've wrecked less than every single
one of us here.
If you compared it to flights, percentage-wise, mine would be less.
How many times have we all wrecked a car?
Never.
I got hit once.
You've been driving for like 5 minutes, Zane.
Oh man. I have not wrecked a car.
Yeah, I got hit.
And I hurt my back, so I'm old.
Oh yeah, you're totally old.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, Zane. I just that doesn't make me feel better at all because I'm a phenomenal driver and I don't know what these pilots are doing and how well they're trained. Like,
they're drunk right now.
Yeah, we literally have a pilot in our drunkard preview that says I'm drunk right now.
That line always gets me.
Yeah.
I come in from that segment like laughing because every time Frank the Tank and him make me laugh right at the end.
I mean, it's so good. One of the big questions is like Boeing is subsidized enormously by the United States government and by our tax money. Oh my gosh. The amount of things that the United States government buys from Boeing is insane for war.
Oh, do you mean like the Skunk Works? Or no, that's Lockheed.
Dude.
But like, do you mean for the military stuff?
They're all the same. Like they all do the same thing. They all get the big defense contracts.
Skunk Works is probably making UFOs, so
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the safest way to travel.
And if you do crash, though, the statistics won't rise anyway because they'll cover it up. So we'll think it's the safest way.
There we go. I don't know.
Anyhow, more on topic. I know I've developed a reputation for the kind of battling against people on the show that are advancing conspiracy theories, but I do actually want to put it out there as a serious question. Like, I would be interested to know, like, what factors would go into a decision to enact an actual conspiracy to kill the whistleblowers? Because it would have to be a couple of people saying, well, on the one hand, we can shut these people up, but on the other hand, if we go around killing these people, we might get caught and it might draw more attention to it. So it's just another problem of economics and trade-offs, right? Like it's actually a very practical question, the decision to enter into a conspiracy, if you really think about it.
What if it's not two people? What if it's one person? What if it's one person who is hired
you
by
think the
Boeing?
CEO of Boeing is
Not
literally
not
going?
the CEO. Definitely
They're
not.
not getting
the
their
CEO.
hands dirty. No.
It's.
But you said one person. What?
One
said it's
person
one person
hired
involved.
like 2 decades ago to just fix problems. That's it. That's his
Sort
job.
of like the Trump hush money trial, where he's like,
There we
I
go.
didn't do it. I didn't know anything about it. My
Yeah,
lawyer did it for me.
Yeah, you don't,
Yeah.
you don't actually need a conspiracy between two people. Like you just need enough time to pass that whoever's working there has been forgotten about, or no one knows why they were hired and their job description is very general. Like it's not that crazy to think that there's one person who works under the table for Boeing who would be a quote unquote fixer.
Can I draw like a parallel here to get us to just kind of think about this in a different way? What's his fucking name? Jeffrey Epstein situation where he mysteriously sort of dies in prison.
Yeah.
Then they're like, oh, the guards were asleep. The cameras didn't work that day, of just a slew of coincidences that would have to happen. The inmate that he was with or whatever, like there was just 100 other things. And then there's the question of like, who wouldn't want him to speak, and how bad is what he knows versus how bad is it to just sort of speculate on if he was killed. And if the information is worse, what he knows, than just the talk of like, oh, maybe they killed him, then there is, because already people are like, yeah, they probably killed him, and then they move on with their lives. That's less damning in court than him testifying.
Right.
I don't know. I've just seen culturally, we've been here before in a bunch of different ways. And I generally find that just people believing that someone was hushed or killed or whatever is not as damning to a company or to an individual legally than that information actually coming out through the proper channels.
Sorry.
No.
Whistleblower.
That's great.
Freaking A, that's so good. No, that's an interesting thought, Alden. Zane, you got a response to that? You want to be a joy kill?
I mean, I think that it's a legitimate point.
Okay, good.
I think that if you are trying to make that decision, you can't know in advance that you're not actually going to be caught. So there's certainly still a level of risk, but obviously there is the level of risk of what if this information gets out, and that's also really bad. Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, there are trade-offs
too, because there's degrees of being caught, like in the sense of like, where a lot won't stick at like level 1, 2, and 3 of caught in terms of like presenting a case and things. Like I've watched this happen with a bunch of stuff over the years here, and a lot of people get away with like, it has to be like 13 people filmed it on their phones kind of caught. Do you know what I mean? Like there's even that, it's rare to be. And if you have
the Vegas shooting, like how many crazy things were actually caught on camera and witnessed.
Yeah. And then some of those people died.
Yeah.
Later,
and no one got caught,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
One dude.
And if we ever get to this 9/11 debate, we can talk about a lot of different layers of things that are like evidence that aren't still, even when all these things are true, no one, because the people that would have prosecuted those people, like whatever, I'm not going to get into that whole thing. I'm going to stop myself, honestly, before the rant is imminent here.
Anyway, this was just our opening topic. I'm super interested to see what happens with these next 10 whistleblowers, to see what actually happens to Boeing. Because
should we have a pool? How many of the 10 die in the next week? Like,
that's an interesting thought. Yeah,
it's a morbid pool.
You know, we're actually going to tweet that out in a second. Yeah, that's a really good question, and I'm really interested to see. Let's say that the 10 whistleblowers actually bring about solid evidence, and Boeing gets sued in court.
Right.
What will actually be like? I'm interested to see if Boeing will actually get punished in some significant way, or if everybody will just be like, okay, it was yesterday's news and move on.
What if all 10 whistleblowers are on a Boeing plane that then crashes?
That'd be pretty good.
Their problems would be both over and exacerbated. I'm sorry, I missed your question because
well, it wasn't a question. It was just me pondering.
It was rhetoric.
Yeah, it was just me pondering, like, if Boeing will get off the hook for this, even if they do get caught.
Right. Then, like, what kind of slap on the wrist level thing will they get?
Yes.
Or
and how quickly will people forget about it?
Like, we see that all the time, though. It's like BP obviously got caught spilling oil into the Gulf of Mexico. What sort of trouble did they get in? None.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even think they didn't even pay for the cleanup.
No, they didn't. It's just crazy what people get away with. I don't really get it. How many of the 10 new Boeing whistleblowers will die within the next week? 1, 2, 3, all of them. Just asked it. Y'all can go vote on Twitter. All right. Anybody else got anything to say about this topic before we move on?
Glad I'm not flying a Boeing or I'm not flying anything. I'm glad I'm not riding a Boeing to DC.
Are you driving up there?
No, I'm like on some plane. I don't even recognize the name of it, and I feel more safe.
Oh man, I need to check what I'm flying on. Delta flies a lot of Boeings, right?
Lufthansa.
They don't have any of the Air Maxes, but they're apparently getting them next year.
Oh, great. So I'll stop flying Delta next year. Perfect. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. RFK went on. I'm not going to read this whole daggone post because it's verbose and unnecessary. But basically, RFK has agreed to come to the Libertarian Party convention, and he has challenged Donald Trump to a debate at the convention. This is quickly becoming one of the wildest conventions maybe in the history of the Libertarian Party. It was announced today that Vivek Ramaswamy will be coming to debate our vice presidential nominee. I mean, what the frick is going on here? Angela and her crew are crushing it for this convention. It is incredibly impressive.
That's very cool.
To my knowledge, Trump has not responded to this. I don't know. Has anybody
heard? RFK?
Yeah. Has anybody heard if Trump has responded to?
I didn't know it was happening.
Well, obviously. Yeah. Basically, RFK points out that he and Trump seem to be leading in the polls. I mean, Trump obviously is leading in the polls. But
he is the poll.
What?
I don't know.
But RFK is definitely beating Biden in some of these polls, which is, I mean, surprising and not surprising at the same time. I mean, Biden's just a corpse at this point. So if you can't, if Trump loses to Biden this time, Trump should just go dig a hole and die in it. Like that's basically what should happen, because that would be the most embarrassing thing that could happen to a human. I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on first of all, RFK announcing he's coming to convention, Vivek coming to convention, debating one of our people? Like, I don't know. What were y'all's initial thoughts when you heard?
I mean, I had my grandfather text me a couple days ago, and he's like, "Your stereotypical conservative Trump guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, so I heard the Donald was coming to your convention. And I'm like, yeah, it's exciting. But the fact that he heard about it without me talking to him about it at all means that even the Trump speech itself is generating a ton of publicity. So now the more and more publicity we can get, we're not endorsing anyone. We're not saying that we like any of these guys. We're just saying, sure, you can come and talk to us if you want, and we'll generate all this publicity that will be awesome for us.
Yep. Yeah. It shows a lot of confidence or naivete. We talked about this last week that these folks are coming to try to win votes away from the most hardcore libertarians that go, spend the money, spend the time going to convention. I
was talking to my dad about that, and he actually offered a perspective that I hadn't considered, but I think is pretty decent. Because I had the same question as you, which is, these are the 1,000 most committed libertarians on earth, so why do you think that you could win them? And my dad pointed out that for the large segment of the population that would consider itself independent, not libertarian, obviously, but just independent, if they saw Trump go to the Libertarian National Convention, your average random independent doesn't really know or care what the particulars of libertarian philosophy is. It's just a representative of independent leading people in their mind. So Trump might think that by going to the Libertarian National Convention, he would appeal to a broader segment of independent voters, not the people that are actually at the convention.
Interesting. Okay. I buy that. I buy that. Hannah says, I've seen a lot of conservative types talking about it, especially RFK people. That's interesting. I actually buy that. That's a interesting thought that I hadn't pondered.
Is this going to be like aired? Like, are people going to be able to like watch these debates and everything? So then it's more about them anyway than it is the people maybe physically there at the convention potentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the more swell this gets, the more people are going to watch,
100%. I mean, it is a massive win for the LP. Like, there were so many people freaking out. We covered it last week that Trump was coming to our convention. It astounds me that people cannot understand the value that this adds. And Alden, you and I talked about it the other night. Just the fact that they are taking time out of their schedule to come talk to a party that has been ignored for 50 years. Like that's something that's a win.
They see the value in it. And I think it's probably mutual gain, at least at this point, like to some degree anyway.
Brian says the convention should be on
C-SPAN. Yeah.
No, it will be, is what he's saying.
I guess it will. Yeah,
it always is.
Oh, interesting.
I always forget about C-SPAN, but it should be, yeah.
Although maybe we're getting bumped up from C-SPAN 3 to regular C-SPAN.
C-SPAN 3.
I just usually assumed that C-SPAN was just a joke of itself and not actually a thing anymore. But okay. Grumpy says they're still completely freaking out over all of this. Zach, you spend more time on X than Alden and Zane probably. What have you been,
not zero? Yeah.
What have you been seeing? What are people freaking out about? Like, what's people's main complaint?
Well, I've seen the complaint that we're platforming Trump, which doesn't make sense to me because he doesn't need a platform. He literally owns a platform. He speaks and people cover it. So, I don't know. I think the main argument basically is that we should be showcasing libertarians, and these aren't libertarians, and they're going to steal the spotlight from those who are. But
but if three people are there to witness the spotlight, then like how effective is it? You know what I mean? Like
which is normal. Yeah. Like we've, the last 2 state conventions we've done have been bigger events than normal. Still zero media coverage, not a ton of outsiders coming in.
Yep.
So I think this is a good opportunity. and it is an opportunity. It's not guaranteed, but it's going to be a media circus. There'll be legacy media there. There'll be independent media there. And it's up to us to make the most of it, I think. Because, in
That's a good
between
point.
covering Trump and covering RFK, they're going to have downtime. They'll be talking to, probably Angela, probably delegates, probably Josh Smith, just whoever.
Yeah.
And that's better than being ignored and just poking around a hotel for a few days.
So I'm not sure what Trump is going to talk about, because I don't know if Trump's sure what Trump's going to talk about, but
Correct.
I'm more interested in, okay, so that's bringing viewers here. But then if Vivek is going to be debating, you said a VP candidate?
Our VP nominee.
Our VP candidate? Oh, nominee, yeah. So then that's more interesting to me in terms of an actual debate from one party to another among people that I think actually might be able to do that well,
that would be the most substantive cross-party debate probably ever.
Yeah, that's what
I've heard him talk. He's a smart guy. Whoever our VP nominee is, I'm not sure who's running.
It's going to be
I know Clint Russell is running.
Russell.
I like him a lot. He's very knowledgeable. If those two had a debate, that would be the most awesome debate ever.
It'd be phenomenal.
In the history of debates.
That's what I'm saying.
Thrilled. Hannah asked an interesting question. Sorry, Hannah asked
good
question. She says, this kind of taking the wind out of the sails of selecting / caring about the Libertarian nominee. That's interesting.
I don't think there was any wind in the sails to begin with.
It comes back to the what wind. Yeah, let's give it some wind, actually. I think, but
usually there'd be a little media blip right after, oh, look, the Libertarians chose so-and-so.
Yeah.
But it seems like we'll be getting started earlier and amplifying it. I can't imagine that the media is not going to follow these people to convention.
I want to see the numbers, at the end of all of this, in November, what percentage does Libertarian, poll in the polls? That's weird. But compared to, years past, and
I don't think it's going to be good, by the way.
You don't?
I don't think it's going to be good.
No, I think we're going to get stomped.
There are too many candidates this year. We have 3 massive people running for office that are not Libertarians. So technically this year we're the 4th biggest party, not even.
Do you think there will be a considerable difference from years past, or will it just be marginally different?
It'll be, I think it'll be worse for us. Is last time we got 1.6 with Joe.
Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think with Gary we got
3.4 or something like that. Yeah. It was I think the closest it'd been. Yeah.
So I do think since RFK is running independent, it's really going to screw with our vote total.
Which is why I think whoever gets the nomination needs to treat it as a media tour and just, get the message out to as many people in the best way possible for the time that they're given.
Exactly. Hannah says, I think the RFK run took the wind out. Even everyone's favorite podcaster forgets to mention that there will be a Libertarian nominee when he talks about the election. She's talking about Dave Smith.
Not you?
I thought Jake, honestly.
Brian says we're the 3rd biggest party. RFK is independent. Yeah, Brian, thank you for being technical and nerding out on my, not official comment. RFK running. It kind of all started when the DNC changed the rules on how somebody could get nominated for their party.
Didn't he consider running for Libertarian?
I think he still technically is, but he's not,
okay.
He would never get it.
He could pull a surprise for all we know.
He could pull.
Doubt it very much, but.
But as soon as they changed the rules and basically forced him to leave the party, it pretty much screwed any third parties from. Hannah says, Jake is my favorite podcaster. If you smash that like button soon, he'll be everyone's favorite. Brian says, just doing my job, pushes up glasses.
That's perfect.
That was great. I don't know, y'all. I am I generally I got excited for the LP Georgia convention because we were putting it on and we were running it and it was going to be an awesome debate, which it was. I was not looking forward to national convention. In fact, I booked tickets to fly up there for Friday morning rather than coming in
Boeing.
on Thursday night. No. And now I'm reconsidering just because this thing's going to be so huge. So it's going to be an interesting year, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Maybe we'll try to set up some type of live stream on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday of the convention and just talk about what's been going on. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know. Y'all got any more thoughts on RFK versus Trump?
I'm curious to see what happens, honestly, when the
What are the odds are that
dust settles.
Trump accepts the
I don't think he will.
No, because RFK would be. It would be interesting to know what the thought process is for him to accept or reject, because obviously RFK is going to try to make it an extremely substantive debate. And if it turns into that, RFK knows way more about everything than Trump does. But if Trump thinks that he can just name call RFK into oblivion with I don't know, I'm sure he could think of some clever thing based off of RFK's voice that maybe if he thinks he could just beat him into the ground with no facts whatsoever, maybe he would try it. But if this debate,
hard to do.
On the off chance that this does happen,
I
think we'd have to make sure that whoever we have moderated is making them talk about issues that are important to libertarians. As much as I would watch just a Trump versus RFK debate put on by anybody, if the fact that it could happen at the Libertarian National Convention, we'd need to take advantage of that and make sure that it was clear that they're on our questions.
There we go. Yeah, that's very true. Brian says apparently RFK had literal brainworms or something. Yes, he did. He had 12 years ago, he had a worm enter his brain, eat part of it, and then die. And then
is this real?
It's real. Then he went on to tweet, because it got put in the media over the past couple of days. He tweeted out, "I will let 5 or 6 more worms go into my brain and eat parts of it, and I'll still beat Trump or Biden in a debate."
That's pretty funny.
Which I thought was fantastic. And
I have a new fear now, though.
I would find it. Trump is a master at poking fun and all that debate tactics and crap. But man, I think he would lose the room so quick. Here's RFK. I offered to eat 5 more brainworms and still beat President Trump and President Biden in a debate.
I mean, Trump, you could, or not Trump, Biden, you could take unlimited brainworms. No brain, you're fine.
Biden already has the Dune worm in him.
I would just find it difficult for Trump to. I think Trump would lose the room if he started trying to make fun of RFK, because
maybe
RFK is
especially that room
person. He's a freaking Kennedy, which holds a lot of weight. It would be an interesting debate, I think,
and the audience wouldn't be like Trump's normal audience that he's used to,
and it wouldn't be RFK's either.
I think it will be open to the public.
Interesting.
That's fair. Yeah, I'm not even sure what the audience will look like anymore now.
Yeah, I guess so. Crumpy says, "I hope it's Rogan and Dave Smith moderating." Oh my gosh,
that'd be awesome.
For a second, I thought it said Reagan, and I was like, "Well, that would be amazing if he could come back from the dead to do that."
That would be fantastic.
Turns out he just had brainworms. He's better now.
He'll be fine. He's 3 brainworms.
All right, can I get Alden going on something real quick?
Yes, please.
Could those brainworms have been a attempt to assassinate him or mind control him?
They're gonna give him the cordyceps fungus.
I mean,
maybe that's some CIA stuff.
Maybe people get worms. That's not an abnormal thing. I need to know what how he got them or how they.
He's not people. He's a Kennedy. I mean, look at everyone that's died mysteriously, and all of a sudden something's eating his brain. That seems like the type of, crazy MK Ultra crap that the CIA would go for. But mainly, I just wanted to hear Alden rant about it, but no bites.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Alden's already mostly drunk, so you can disregard anything he says.
You'll just stew on that one for a while, and like a month from now.
Yeah, it'll hit me way late. Yeah, I'll
Alden
wake up at like 3 in the morning.
Alden has finally found a conspiracy theory he can't latch onto. It's never happened before.
It's happened a lot, but
Hannah quoted a Babylon Bee headline today that says, "Not good. RFK Jr.'s worms started dropping spice in his brain, and now he's having visions of galactic jihad." That's so funny. We actually have a Dune reference at the end during the funny videos. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
I did see somebody saying that the brain worms only died because they were eating his heroin-addled brain.
They overdosed.
That's pretty good. That is pretty dang good. Zane, are you prepared?
I have the questions. I'm not sure if you could say that I'm prepared.
Well, there we go. Let me swap with Zane. All right, y'all. It is trivia time. Zane, do you have a way of putting them up on screen, or is it going to be all audible, like audio?
So I have slides, and I have a present button, but I don't know what's going to happen when I press it.
So click present.
I think a whistleblower dies.
Go to is it in PDF form?
No, it's in PowerPoint.
Save it in PDF real quick, and Alden will go on a conspiracy rant real quick.
About which one?
The worms being implanted into RFK Jr.'s brain.
Yeah. You can also click present and then slides and upload, and I think that takes PowerPoint.
Oh, really?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, never mind.
That's how I've done it.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure. But I don't know. Zane's smart. He'll figure it out. I want to hear this worm rant.
If you just save it as PDF. Alden, rant about worms.
Rant about worms, go.
Do you have any in any of your files? Do you have anything about the CIA using worms?
On worms.
What's that
I've heard about the CIA using weird clear goo under people's car door handles that make them sick and die and weird bizarre things, but nothing about worms.
What?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Some people think that they paint this weird sticky clear substance under door handles, but
that is so frightening. Just touching a door handle.
And if it comes in contact with skin, it apparently absorbs, and then it's the damage is done.
Now me and Alden look like we're looking at each other, and Zach looks like he's looking down the middle. It looks much better like this. I'm all about it.
If we get into it, we should. Sorry, go ahead.
Comes from cat. No, that's right. Yeah, if you guys get into it, I'll break it up.
Feces or whatever?
Yeah, it comes from cats, and then apparently it makes people make riskier decisions and maybe only have boys.
Trichinosis is pork. What's the cat poop thing?
It's something like that, though.
It sounds like that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Hannah says, "Worm your way over to that like button." Hannah has the best comments on.
I love it.
On libations. Grumpy, you're up there too. You and Hannah are tied. Sorry, didn't mean to offend you, Grumpy.
All right. Plasmosis.
Yes, that's what it is. Yeah, thank you.
How about that? Zane with the good-looking trivia. You put way more work into this than I ever did.
Nice.
Yeah, I figured it was about time we class this up a little bit. Enough of your BS questions.
Oh, yeah. Toxoplasmosis gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I messed up.
That's the cat poop thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Should we get started, Zane? You're running this show now.
We shall.
You do it.
All right. So, hello, viewers. This is the first time that I've hosted in any capacity. So I guess it's the first time I've heard talk directly to you and not to these bozos. But welcome to Liberty Libations Trivia with me, newly in charge.
Making some changes around here.
Okay.
So I did I did keep the 3-round format, but I changed the number of questions a little bit.
Love it.
So round 1 will be 8 questions, 1 point each. Round 2 will be 6 questions, 2 points each. Round 3 will be 4 questions, 3 points each.
Okay.
Love it.
Maybe
More weight
next
at the
time
end.
I can figure out how to also share a live scoreboard.
We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We don't need to do that today. We can keep tally off screen.
All right.
Yeah. When I've hosted, I can't even keep score. So you're probably going to do better than
I
me.
remember that. That was interesting.
I watched that episode or those episodes, and it was terrible.
It was.
Yeah.
You
It
just
was eventful. Yeah.
little tally mark, man. Just a little, just a little piece of paper.
We at one point were like, wait, that doesn't even equate to like close to the amount of questions that we like had. Like it was
So good.
it was fun.
All right, Zane, you got to tell us to shut up, man. You're in charge.
Yeah.
All right. So
Full permission.
I'll be doing my best to see who covers their camera up the fastest, but
Deal.
I might get it wrong, and I won't feel bad.
That's
So,
fine. We'll be honest too. I'll keep an eye on it too.
all right. Here are tonight's categories. Round 1 is music. Round 2 is geography, and round 3
Potpourri.
is potpourri.
Oh, I'm so screwed.
I don't know a whole lot about potpourri. I'll be honest.
All right.
It's
All
better
right.
than Taylor
We know
Swift.
Jake does.
Sure. Yeah. What do we got, Zane? What's next?
Round 1.
Yes.
What band's song "Turn, Turn, Turn" features lyrics mostly taken from the Book of Ecclesiastes? Jake?
Beatles.
No.
Dang.
Zach?
Oh,
The Mamas and the Papas.
No.
Dang it.
Alden?
Taylor Swift.
No.
is it Simon and Garfunkel?
It is not.
Dang. I know the song.
Yeah.
It's in so many movies.
There is a season. Turn, turn.
Hannah has a guess.
No,
Peter,
it's
Paul, and
not
Mary?
Peter, Paul, and Mary.
And
It's
Mitch says-
audience gets a point. It is the Birds.
Okay.
Isn't it? Is it BI or BY? The Birds. Not that that would.
BY.
Yeah. Not that that would
Yeah.
not be
No,
right.
Mitch doesn't get it. Mitch, you don't get it. You misspelled the band
I'm
name.
sorry. What we were looking for was the birds.
Beard.
Yeah. Beards.
The Beards.
Grumpy guessed Metallica. Pretty close.
That's what it is. Yeah. Didn't
All
the
right.
Birds turn into like Led Zeppelin basically, which is like where we get our font for the show?
Oh.
Like half of the members of the Birds became Led Zeppelin, I think.
Interesting. All right.
I'm not sure about that, but
That's side
anyways,
trivia, yeah.
What 5 colors are used for the notes in Guitar Hero? Alden,
Red, blue, yellow, orange, green.
you got all 5 of them.
Bang, bang, bang.
Nice.
I don't even like Guitar Hero.
Why don't you? Guitar Hero is so much fun, man.
I play guitar, so it feels weird to me to hit buttons. Like,
Yeah, no, I've played with my buddy who's an amazing guitarist, and he sucks at guitar.
yeah, all guitarists hate Guitar Hero. They're like slapping. Yeah, no.
And
no.
and I can tell you why, because whenever I play Guitar Hero, I put the guitar on my lap and play it like a piano.
There you go. That's actually a good idea. I would do that.
I hate
Because I
that.
played piano growing up.
I would do
That was a
better
lot more
hitting it with
natural.
my nose than I would my fingers.
That's what he said.
Oh man!
All
Ring
right.
that doorbell.
Who is this man? Alden?
This is gonna make us all sound racist, and this isn't even a musician. So, but Sinbad, it's Sinbad.
No, it's not. Remember the category.
I know.
Category's music. Zach, didn't you raise your hand? The audience got it.
I'll just say no.
This is a
Snake.
very creative question, Zane.
That's a great question.
That's his name. The
Yeah.
Weekend.
And Abel
Yes.
is his first name. That's wild. Good job, Hannah.
Is it right?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
all.
that's right.
I knew who it was. I just couldn't think of his dadgum name.
Oh, see, I don't know who's in bands. I just know
He's not a band. He is the Weekend.
that's it. He's the Weekend.
He's
I
the
hate the Weekend. So
Dude, he sang a country song recently.
They
It's
don't
so good.
spell the weekend with another E? That's aggravating.
Yeah,
It's
I've
weekend.
never noticed that.
The
Weekend. Well, I don't listen to him, so I wouldn't notice that one. I knew the bird spelling, but I didn't know this one.
yeah.
All right.
Because that was a very popular meme from his Super Bowl performance. Shame on you guys. Fair enough. Look, Hannah, I'm really good. I knew who it was. I'm terrible at trivia.
I don't watch halftime.
I fall under the pressure. Zane, go.
What singer of Brown Eyed Girl also released a trio of songs protesting lockdowns in 2020? Alden.
Oh my god! No, I'm doing the thing that Jake was just talking about.
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm so upset at myself. My
All
brain.
right.
You can move on.
Anything?
Oh my god.
Anyone else?
No,
Zach.
never mind. Well, I was gonna say Neil Diamond, but I think he actually got pissed off in the other direction
Yeah, it's
and
not
liked
good.
lockdowns.
No, yeah. Neil Diamond, I'm pretty sure is a lockdown lover.
Yeah, I just
God gummit.
Jake.
No, the audience got it. James Morris.
Did they?
Mitch
Morrison,
says-
damn it,
Yeah.
Van Morrison.
It
God
is
damn
You
it.
must look like children to Mitch right now.
Friggin'
Bob's
Steven
here.
is in the comments. Where
Where are you
are
doing,
you
Steven?
so desperate to win at trivia that you're going to tone the audience?
Well, the audience is about to win, so that might not be a bad idea.
The audience is not going to win. I'm coming back. Let's do this. Next question.
I always get the Morrison and the Doors Morrison mixed up, and my brain just went all doors on me.
No one knows what we're talking about. Let's move on.
Never mind, yeah.
What section of Florida State Road A1A is specifically mentioned in Vanilla Ice's Ice Ice Baby? Zach.
Beachfront Avenue.
A1A.
God damn it, yeah.
Avenue.
I had to go through the lyrics.
Okay.
Couldn't get
I'm
there.
from Florida, and I didn't know that.
Hannah says 30A. No.
That's it. The old 30A.
That must be how Zane feels when he gets a question right. Because I'm like, yeah, finally.
That must be
Except we all get a chance to be Zane tonight.
It is a real burst of adrenaline, I can tell you. All right. Slippery When Wet is the best-selling album of what band? Alden.
Bon Jovi.
Wow. Bravo.
Nice.
I'm terrible at music. I barely know any songs of bands that I love.
We just talked about this where we struggle with the names. Yeah. I put on the whole record, and so I don't know songs. But.
Yep.
Name any person who has been awarded the Grammy for Best New Artist in the 2020s.
2020s. Oh,
Zach.
Olivia Rodrigo.
You got one of them.
Wow.
Gummit.
Oh, I might have
Oh,
gotten.
there's another one that isn't on that
Wow.
list.
What? No, there's not. There have been 5 years in the 2020s so far, and
Did
there
he
are
win
5
Best-
people.
So who's the dude who won Best Artist as a
Best new artist.
I know he was a new artist and he won Best Artist in his first year coming out with music. It was wild. Jelly Roll.
Post Malone. Oh,
Oh, he was when I was researching this question, he was nominated for Best New Artist but didn't win because he lost to this person that I've never heard of. Fun fact, a man has not won Best New Artist since 2017. So take that, gender equality.
Or is it the gender equality movement that's persuading voters?
Fair. All right.
We don't know.
Next
We'll never
question.
know. I don't know how.
Last
Is it
question
even
of this
voting?
category. What famous nickname of Hank Williams Jr. titles a box set he released in 1992?
Oh no. I know nothing about Hank Williams Jr. other than
I know Hank
Monday
Williams
Night
the
Football.
third.
yeah. Doesn't he do like metal music or more
What?
hard?
No, he's a country
Hank
singer.
3. No, Hank 3.
Hank 3, yeah.
I'm not talking about Hank 3 right now. I'm talking about
He's
Hank
way
Because
better.
I have no idea what the answer is. So
Monday Night Football.
That's Mr. Monday Night.
No, I had good hints for all the rest of the questions, but I don't really have a good hint for this one. It's kind of you know it or you don't.
Steven, you can't be in the audience and then be in the actual group This is ridiculous.
You know what?
All
I'm
right.
going to counter that and say, welcome to the team.
I'm doing a cleanse, and this is the final night of it. And I had to drink some Epsom salt earlier, so couldn't quite make it to the keyboard first.
What are you drinking right now?
Green tea.
Okay. You're not drinking
Yeah.
olive oil?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm saving that for a little later.
Epsom salt, doesn't that make you slippery
Yes, it
down
does.
there? Yeah.
Yes.
It says Bocephus.
Shit, Bocephus, that's what the Epsom salt makes you do.
Okay, so I think what happened with Mitch there was that he probably got the answer right the first time, but then it autocorrected to biceps, which
Yeah.
is hilarious. But then he actually got the right answer, which it is. It is Bocephus.
I have never heard of that. So
I have.
Hank Williams.
Oh man, I'm glad you weren't here.
Did he miss the question? Oh man, he would have got
Yeah,
it.
he did.
That was the name of my warlock in World of Warcraft, by the way.
How do we put a Fed over Steve right now? How do we do that?
No, that's the greatest thing of the night. Oh my god.
All right.
All right.
Round two,
So-
y'all.
At the end of the first round, I've got the audience with 4 points.
Oh my God.
Are they
Zach
winning?
and Alden have 2. Jake has none.
I
Nice.
told y'all I'd be bad at trivia. Me and Steven are going to be bringing up the rear.
That's right.
Like you always.
Guy.
Love that rear.
It's a really good time.
It's not a bad place to be.
What territory still belongs to Denmark, despite attempts by William Seward in 1867 and Donald Trump in 2019 to purchase it for the United States? Jake.
Greenland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
Spoken like a world traveler.
Yeah, geography might be my category.
All right. Before it was redesignated a national park in 2018, in which city would you have found the Jefferson National Expansion Memorial? Jake.
In which city or state?
City.
No, cancel that.
Cancel that order.
Zach. Oh, Steven.
Philadelphia?
No.
I
Zach.
think it was Zach, yeah.
Yeah.
New Orleans.
No. Alden.
Richmond.
No.
Damn it.
Birmingham.
No.
Spermingham?
Repeat the name of it.
The Jefferson National Expansion Memorial, and it's not Charlottesville.
Jefferson National Expansion.
Alden.
Raleigh?
No. You all know what this is, by the way. Jake.
St. Louis.
Yes.
Nice.
It was the old fancy name for the St. Louis Arch.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I was like, what national park is in a city?
And it says Washington, D.C. No.
What is the name of this lake?
We all lean in.
We're all, yeah.
I gotta make it bigger.
I
Steven.
don't know.
Huron?
No. Zach.
Oak Island Lake.
No. None of the labels are going to help you.
Damn it.
I would have removed them. Jake.
Damn it. I don't know.
Is
don't
that the Oak Island where they have that? Oh,
What?
Chappaquiddick.
No. No. Alden.
Like Chupacabra.
No. I'll give you a hint, which is
This lake.
Brian says
No, it's
dislike.
Dat Lake. Dat Lake.
we're looking at the very top portion of Minnesota. That's what that border
The land of
is.
1,000
Okay.
lakes, and we're supposed to know
10,000
one.
10,000 lakes.
10?
Oh.
See, even worse.
I was wondering if that was the Oak Island in Canada where there's that bottomless pit.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know
why I
what
said
this-
Huron. But
I mean, I
I'm
think
really sure
we're,
what Huron is.
All right.
and it says Lake Minnesota.
It's not Lake Minnesota.
I'm not getting this one.
Lake of
Lake,
the Woods.
don't you know? Okay.
It looked a little like boobs to me. That's all I knew.
Oh, it's so good.
All right. What Georgia mountain is the southern terminus of the Appalachian Trail?
Oh my god! I know it! I just was thinking about it. It's not.
Well, that's not
oh my
gonna
God.
cut it.
Blood Mountain.
No.
Damn it! It's not that.
I think it was
Was it-
Steven, then Zach, then me.
All right, Steven.
Red Top Mountain.
No. Zach.
Brasstown Bald.
No.
It's probably not the name of the mountain anyway.
Jake.
Well, now I'm completely unsure. Arabia.
No.
It's in Conyers.
I know.
There's a chicken company that's named after this mountain.
Chick-fil-A.
That's your hint. No. Alden.
Purdue.
No. Steve.
Springer?
Oh, it
It
is.
is indeed
Yes,
Springer
it's Springer.
Mountain.
Yes.
There we go.
Oh my god, that threw me off. Damn it.
Tyson.
The chicken thing
Zaxby's.
totally threw me off.
Chicken thing was genius. That was
It's a great hint, though. Yeah.
great hint.
I'm so frustrated that I thought of this the other day.
The research station located at the South Pole is named after two explorers. Name either. Steve.
Lois and Clark.
No. Zach.
Edmund Hillary.
No, that's Mount Everest.
Okay.
Repeat the question after Alden guesses.
Alden.
Admiral Byrd.
Yes.
No. You're
Oh.
at least on the right continent now.
What was the question?
Okay, the question was, the research station located at the South Pole is named after two explorers. Name either.
Oh my gosh. You can open it back up to the floor. I'm not
All right. Alden.
Magellan.
No. Getting colder. Steve.
We're supposed to get colder. It's the South Pole.
Admiral Byrd?
That's what I said.
Okay.
No. Zach.
Helen Keller.
Oh god.
No.
I don't
Jake,
know why
got
it's not
anything?
Helen Keller.
I don't have anything. Hang on. Let's pause real quick.
Okay.
For some reason, the audience thinks the game is rigged.
Whoa.
The game
what?
is rigged.
Audience got the question 4 before. Oh. Audience.
Oh,
Which
well.
one was that?
Oh.
Springer.
I would
Well,
say
I can-
that
I
It's
can't
not
actually see the
rigged.
comments myself. I can only see them when someone else brings them up. Which
Yeah.
now that the person bringing
Oh.
them up as a contestant, maybe this is a bit of a conflict of interest.
Yeah, we need to
normally
figure that
Zach
out.
will be
No,
producing
Even
behind
the audience,
scenes.
absolutely.
Well, normally Zach will be producing behind the scenes, so normally he would be watching the comments. But this
This
time-
is about as good of a job as I do, honestly.
fair
Got an
enough.
audience full of trivia deniers. Jeez.
Mitch says, "Give it to Steve."
He also guesses, is it Microsoft Explorer?
Yeah. Is it?
Steve?
It's kind
Harry Reese?
Ooh.
No.
Ah,
Is it that
All
daggone
right.
ship that got stuck in Antarctica and they had to eat people?
What?
Okay.
I don't
They
think
should have
that
ate
happened.
penguins.
Oh, it definitely happened.
All right. It was Roald Amundsen and Robert Scott.
All right. Didn't know
Didn't
either one
know.
of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that where the toilet paper is named after? Robert Scott?
Zane, make sure you
That's gonna-
announce which question number it is before each question, so the audio audience knows that you're asking the actual question.
Ah.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Question 6. The Nile River is the largest river by length, but what is the largest by volume? Alden.
The Yangtze?
No.
Or what? I don't know
Jake.
how to pronounce it.
The Amazon.
Dang it.
yep.
Good job.
Eat a butt, Alden.
Gladly. Depends on the butt. Pot purring.
Right.
Brian asks, how quickly would you resort to cannibalism? And Grumpy says,
Day one.
immediately.
Yeah.
Grumpy's eating someone right now, gnawing on a leg.
It's not a leg.
Oh gosh,
All right.
Don't be late to dinner at his
Third
house.
leg.
Go get the cold
That's
shoulder.
a good reference.
The cold shoulder.
Jake is now in the lead with 6. The
Nice.
audience has
Ooh.
4. Zach, Alden, and Steve all have 2. So it's still anybody's game
Love it.
as we go into potpourri.
I'm screwed. My lead is lost.
Especially because there's a lot of weight on this round now.
Yeah.
I assume it's not actually about potpourri, but it's a
I
mixed
hope
bag.
it's about pot.
What?
And
Do you
pure.
guys not actually know what potpourri means? It just means like a grab bag, like a variety of different topics.
Oh, miscellaneous. Okay, yeah.
Yay.
A
See,
medley.
this is what happens Zane,
smorgasbord.
when someone's smarter than everyone
The
else.
poo-poo
runs this
platter.
idea. No one understands what you're referencing. But
Can
now
we, for future reference, call it the poo-poo platter round?
just for you, I will.
Poo-poo platter, yeah. I thought it was about potpourri, the scent stuff.
That's what everybody thought.
Yeah,
except-
okay.
We'll have to do that
Just
one in
wanted to be
person.
clear.
Yeah.
What scent is this?
All right. Question 1. In which city did Wilt Chamberlain have his 100-point game? The company that produces Jolly Ranchers is located in this city.
Oh,
Jake.
I was going to say Boston.
No.
Headcanon.
Zach.
Philadelphia?
No. Steve.
Chicago?
No. Alden.
Phoenix?
No. So your hint, it's not Atlanta. The hint is that it's not a city that currently has an NBA team, and it's a shame that Nick isn't here to answer this question because he might know. I'm gonna say Alden was first.
Pittsburgh.
No.
Damn it. I thought I was just going with a Nick clue.
I was going with Pittsburgh too.
Zach.
Wait, do they
Oh.
have an NBA team? No, they don't, do they?
No, it's not Seattle. Not Dallas.
Definitely not Dallas.
I was going to
Zach,
say
you ever-
somewhere in Ohio, but I actually don't know what cities have NBA
Oh.
teams or not.
Oh.
Cincinnati?
Steve. Cincinnati's wrong.
Okay.
Louisville?
No. Jake.
Columbus.
No.
Headcanon.
Alden.
Cleveland?
No.
They have a team right now.
Well, damn it. I was just going with the Ohio theme.
Man,
I
this
can't
is
track
such a good
this question.
There's also a theme park in the city.
There's a theme park in every city,
Alden.
Zane.
Cedar Point.
No, there's a famous theme park in the city.
A famous theme park. Not Cedar Point. apparently.
Zach.
Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
You know, that was going to be my
Butt sex.
first guess. And I'm like, that is stupid. Do not say that.
Wait a second.
Now here
Really?
we are.
There was a
You
Yeah.
said that.
team in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
I'm not sure if there was
Were they
actually a
the
team there,
Chocolatiers?
but the stadium that he had that game in was in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
All right. Okay.
Such a cool trivia fact. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I love it.
Did you know that Hershey's chocolate isn't chocolate?
Illuminati confirmed. Question 2. What is the prize for winning second place in the beauty contest in Monopoly?
Wait, what?
Oh my gosh.
Did you say what? Beauty contest?
What
In
is the
Monopoly.
prize for winning second place in the beauty contest in Monopoly? Zach?
Advance to go.
No.
I don't even understand the question.
No, not $25.
Are we-
Not $20.
Is it a beauty contest or is it Monopoly?
It's a community chest.
Steve?
It's
$75.
Not
Community
$75.
chest.
I'm not making a joke.
Is that not
Don't
a
even-
joke?
Have you never played
Community-
Monopoly?
What is the beauty contest part
Oh
of this
my-
question?
It's a card you draw.
Card
It
you
says
draw,
you got
you
second
stupid.
place. Yeah.
No, it's not $40. Eventually, somebody's going to get it just by keeping guessing numbers. Alden.
$60.
No, it's not $60.
I think
Jake.
it was Steven next and then me.
Oh, Steve.
$100.
No, it's an amount of money that was probably a lot in 1920, but not
$5.
very much anymore.
$5.
It's not $5. Alden.
$250.
No.
Damn it.
$200.
You guys are all circling it.
I don't remember the beauty contest card.
$15.
No.
Ooh,
Alden.
ooh, $200.
No.
$69.
$181.
Okay, nobody's getting it. It's $10.
How did we not say that?
We got so high.
Hold on.
No,
Hold
the
on.
audience, hang on. The
Brian
audience
got that one.
Oh, the
All
audience
right,
didn't
here with
get it?
Brian.
Okay.
Yep.
I would have
Brian.
flipped the board already if we were playing, by the way. So
Y'all, out of the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 comments, Hannah has 9 of them.
Give her a point for participation.
She guessed a chance card, $5, $100, $30, $200, $15, $175, $175, $80.
I'm glad that
I should have
Monopoly-
had this question be a number question where everybody gets to guess once.
one guess.
I know
Yeah.
that. Next time.
Number questions, I generally advise that. Otherwise, it just goes on like this forever.
Yeah. And then you get a lot of answers like $69.
Hannah says, "Don't shame me for giving you engagement, Jake. It's for the algorithm." We appreciate your sacrifices, Hannah. Thank you.
Our algo groupie.
All right, question 3. The Bob the Builder cover of what song includes the lyrics, "A little bit of digging up the roads, a little bit of moving heavy loads"? Zach.
can we fix it?
No. Steve.
Mambo number 5.
That's the. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, what's
nice.
that have to do
Crap.
with Bob the Builder?
What was the
A little
repeat
bit of
question?
dun, 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 dun,
Wow,
dun. Yeah.
Hannah got it directly after Steve. That is
Oh.
crazy.
I see. So
I knew
Bob
the
the Builder
song.
covered it.
I could not think
Okay.
of the name. I'm glad Steven
Who
got
is
it.
Bob the Builder?
Cartoon.
One of the most important cartoon men of my childhood.
Yeah.
You are a child. You can't reference cartoons.
Zane, do you watch Bluey right now?
No.
That was definitely a yes.
That was in Australian.
Oh man.
Nah. No, but there was a construction themed Bob the Builder cover of Mambo number 5, which was number 1 on the UK charts until they had to remove it because it was the week of 9/11, and having a construction themed hit song was not appropriate anymore.
And then they picked a destruction themed one. Yeah.
Let's
I don't know who had that first, Hannah or Steve, but
No, it was Steve. I was watching.
yeah.
All
Steve got a
right.
hair.
So
It was very close.
going into the last question, it's still anybody's game except for Alden.
Yes. It's the way I like it.
All right.
All
But you
right,
can ruin
question-
it for us.
If
Oh, I'm
Alden
buzzing
gets
in.
it, the audience wins.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Can't let that happen.
Yeah.
Question 4. During Ramadan, residents at the top of the Burj Khalifa must fast for 3 minutes longer than people at the bottom. Why? Zach.
Because they're super high in the air and time is different for them.
I don't know who it was. It was between me and Alden. It was very close. Anybody?
I'm actually going to give it to Zach.
It's the sun. No, I was gonna say the sunrise.
F.
Oh my god.
me.
I was gonna say no. But you have to know that it's the sun.
That's fine.
I'd be okay being screwed
This
out of that
game
one. That was a
is
bad
rigged.
answer.
Give it to Zach. Give it to Zach. Give it to
It's
Zach.
fine.
It's all good. We give it to Zach. There we go. Zach wins trivia, everybody.
I was
All
trying,
right.
audience. I was trying.
All freaking right. Amazing. Amazing. Zach, are you headed off to your no man's land behind the screen?
Yep, I'll let you guys take over from here.
Good
All
job,
right.
Zach.
You got your victory and now you're peacing out. Awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. Eat and run. All right.
I gotta take one brief pit stop. I'll be right back.
He's gonna shit his brains out. That's what,
In that
there's
case-
no secrets here.
In that case, I'm back.
We'll just
for
remove
a
Steven
minute.
for a second. Y'all, thank y'all so much for playing trivia. I thought Zane, those were fantastic. That
was fun, man.
fantastic.
Well, what did you
round.
expect?
I thought the
All
layout,
Taylor Swift questions.
Well, I thought the layout was amazing. I thought the look of the whole thing was great. I think
The hat works, yeah.
That is an experiment that we're going to keep. So congratulations. You've gotten the trivia master job.
Nice.
Let me update my headline here. To trivia.
Yeah. Update your LinkedIn too.
There you go. You can also remove your presentation if you would like. That way my screen is less cluttered.
I got it.
That rabbit is really looking at me wrong.
Dude, the rabbit is beautiful. It really makes me want to
It's like the Mona Lisa
right here.
where it just looks at you wherever you go, you know.
Would this make you feel better if it was just like, there we go.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Man.
Do I still need to drive to you to get my wine loose?
We'll figure that out off air.
That
Y'all,
is fair.
we're going to be releasing a secondary type of show soon. It's an audio only podcast. It will come out probably within the month, if not in the month of June.
Pants optional.
It's literally called Liberty Libations Pants Drunk. And it's one-on-one conversations between two people either on the stream or one person on the show and one person not. And so the first episode that will come out was a conversation between me and Alden. I got this idea because one, this show, has four to five people on it at any given time, which means it's not a ton of talking time for each person. And, people get cut off, people get excited, people want to talk too much or too little or, stuff like that. And,
if I get excited, you mean get drunk?
Yeah, get drunk. Me and
He's
Alden,
back.
there we go. Me and Alden have been buddies since 2010, and we've had very many late night, long conversations about so many things. And
Since
I just
Zane was born.
Thought it'd be when Zane was born. Thought it'd be a really fun thing to put out as a supplemental. Let you get to know us a little more. Let us go dive deeper into certain topics. Here's the catch, though. It will be a paid only. It'll be a subscription type model. It's going to be $1 a month for the club membership over on Peaceful Sea Network. I'm also considering a lifetime membership, so you can just pay once and be done with it forever. So we'll see if that. Oh, interesting. Grumpy just said Afro Man is going to national.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Is he going to debate RFK?
Dude, we already talked about the RFK thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's going to be Vivek and Afro Man debating each other then.
I would watch that.
I would totally watch that.
Who wouldn't watch that?
All right, y'all. Let's anyway, stay tuned for that Liberty Libations Pants Drunk. They'll be coming out within the next month or two. And
my question for you is, in the podcast summary where you have 2 lines to summarize something, how the hell are you going to summarize the ADHD nonsense that we covered on our show?
So it'll just be a conversation between Jake and Alden.
Okay, because there's no other way to
two highlights.
That.
Just right out there. So
just put 9/11 for every conversation we had.
We covered the gamut, man. We went all over the place. It was great. All right, y'all. The thumbnail of tonight is what's up next. Kathy Hochul, racist as shit. All right, play this, please.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges. young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know.
Yeah.
There's first of all, young black kids growing up in the Bronx know more about computers than your dumb old face, you dumb governor or mayor, whatever you are at this point. Also, if you're trying to inspire innovation in technology, maybe approaching a bunch of people who don't know what computers is not the way to go.
Even if her point had legs,
like maybe. Yeah. I mean, they obviously know way more about computers than she does, but that's wild.
Who doesn't?
She was a nominee for Drunkard of the Week, but there were just too many. There are too many things about this that were painful. Steven,
that's right up there with Biden's campaign quote that, what do you say? He said, poor kids are just as smart and just as bright as white kids.
That's exactly what he said.
That can't be real. Is that real?
Oh, no, he 100% said
that. They're just as smart and just as talented, the poor kids, as white kids.
Oh,
my God.
As you can imagine, the memes for this video have been going off the hook. And here's my favorite video meme for this.
Black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
That's amazing.
I love when he opens it and he gets scared. That's amazing. Oh my God. That's brilliant.
So Kathy Hochul, what is she the mayor or the governor? I can't remember.
Governor of New York.
Governor of New York.
I don't even know.
Kathy Hochul is the governor of New York and thinks that children in New York City don't know what a computer is.
Man.
Well, we know that New York City kids are really smart, because we know from that video of Eric Adams we watched a couple of months ago, they can show you all the different places you can hide a crack pipe in the house. So just imagine how good they are with computers.
There we
Oh
go.
my gosh. We point this out all the time. We point out so many things. Like the right and libertarians get accused of being racist and being not compassionate and all this stuff. And then you go and get Kathy Hochul, and this happens all the time. It's what affirmative action is. It's what it's what Title IX is. It's what they don't believe that people in minorities or people who aren't as well advantaged can achieve what white people can achieve.
Which is inherently a racist origin of
racist
thought.
It's wild that there's that cognitive dissonance where they literally either refuse to see it or cannot physically see it. And I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. It's
Gosh, to some of their early brainwashing, they really think they're doing the Lord's work, and the way they're talking is not a horribly prejudiced viewpoint at all.
Mitch says if they knew what a computer was, they could get an ID. That's so good.
Yeah, it's like people like Kathy Hochul, as Steve was saying, think that they're in a special class of people that are especially capable of ruling over everybody else. So in her mind, it's probably not even that she's specifically calling out black people. She is calling out everybody that's not the elite. And so the fact that she's saying, oh, well, these people, look at how dumb they are. They probably don't even know what a computer is. That's why they need me and the rest of the elite class to rule over them.
There we go. There we go.
She'd probably say the same thing about rural white people in Appalachia if you really pressed her on it.
She probably would. Although she'd still say, yeah, but they're still advantaged based on the color of their skin. Just sounds good. Sidebar. Grumpy says Karen Ann just said on bylaws committee that the only way media was allowed to have a pass for the Trump thing was that they had to agree to cover our presidential debate. That's
interesting.
Is fantastic.
Yeah, that's smart.
Well, we talked about this last week, all the LP folks freaking out about everything and accusing the Mises Caucus of tanking the party and turning to Trump as our savior and crap like that.
Yeah, we're the MAGA caucus.
Yeah,
The MAGAtarians.
Right. But man, we keep the people in charge made this. It's going to be the most watched and most talked about libertarian convention that we've had since the inception of the party, and that is all due to the leadership of the dadgum party and the people planning the convention. It's
and doing a good job of taking advantage of this, and this is the equivalent of you can use my bathroom, but you got to buy something. You know what I mean? This is
exactly
we're
the
taking the
political
4D chess master and using him as a pawn.
Oh, here. Okay. I actually did have a 4D, 5D Trump question for y'all. So Trump, during his term, printed ungodly amounts of money from the Fed during that 2020 run. And I know Biden did the same, but Trump allowed trillions? Yeah, trillions to be printed. Do you think that in reality, or he actually purposefully lost the 2020 election because he knew the economy would tank and then decided
you could blame it on Biden
in the 2024 election, blaming it all on Biden and saying things were better off with me?
Wow.
No, he's not that smart. He can't. He can't. He's such a sore loser. There's no way that he would do that.
Just because Jake's that smart doesn't mean that Trump's that smart.
It's just an interesting thought I had the other day.
Because he effectively did roll out modern monetary theory. Obama was trying, but he didn't really have the congressional backing.
Yeah,
and COVID was the perfect emergency that he needed to have all the control in place to we're going to revamp the way we think about this.
Yeah,
we've
the
had
balloon's getting bigger.
We've had the perfect emergency so many times, with 08 and 9/11 and then COVID. And it's there's almost this scheduled perfect emergency every fucking 8 years or whatever. But never mind. I'm gonna leave you with that. I'm gonna go get
He could have done it. He could have been okay, let's try it out. And then he's going to let's step aside, see where this goes for a minute.
Yeah. It was an interesting thought. I was, if he was truly as smart as his supporters think he is, then that would have been an interesting move because that would have made a whole lot of sense.
I really think that he's a genius businessman, but he's politically stupid.
He is very politically stupid. Well, gosh, I was listening to Tim Pool today. I had to turn it off. Tim Pool's been driving me up a freaking wall with his. He's been going off on the libertarians recently for not supporting Donald Trump.
Cringe,
man. He challenged the panel who was on his show yesterday. Tell me one thing that Trump did wrong during his presidency. I bet you.
Are you kidding me?
It was no one named a thing. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. They said Tomahawk missiles in where was it?
Syria.
Syria. Yeah, that was the one thing they could name.
Wow, going back all the way to early 2017. That was probably the only thing that he did wrong.
Right. Ian was on there trying to say he should be punished for Operation Warp Speed, and Tim's response was he wasn't one of the governors who forced it on people. That is an idiotic statement. That is so stupid. He's the one who forced a vaccine to be made 6 years ahead of schedule, ahead of what a normal vaccine gets made for, touts that he is the he helped the vaccine get made. And that vaccine was people used that vaccine, forced it on their populations when the only role of the president and of the federal branch is supposed to be to protect natural human rights, and he did none of that.
Right.
He allowed all these governors to mandate things with federal employees, state employees. He allowed lockdowns, which are completely against natural rights. The number of things he did wrong. Tim Pool, I feel like, has drank the Kool-Aid at this point and is now just a Trump guy.
I could totally imagine one of the most powerful political posters of this presidential campaign being intentionally left blank in brackets and just hold that up on a sign. Like the inserts for these shots when they first rolled out.
Okay.
I have a couple of friends that are pharmacists, and they sent me pictures. They were like, these are the new inserts. And it's like you fold it up, and it's like a flag when you unfold all these things. And it's just right there in the center, large font, intentionally left blank. Oh, very interesting.
Well, that's depressing, but I do have a fun fact about the COVID vax, though, if you want to hear it. The first person in the United Kingdom to get the COVID vax was named William Shakespeare.
No.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a real.
And he died from it, didn't he?
He was already really old.
Okay.
So it's
Well,
not
yeah,
100%
like
that he
500
died
years
from
old.
that.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that caught my attention too. I was like, the shot killed William Shakespeare. What?
Interesting. Brian says he criticized Kemp after he finally ended statewide lockdown. Yep, he did all this. Like the number of things that Trump did wrong is there's
the guns first, due process second.
There we go. Yeah, and Tim just brushed that off. Tim was like, "Oh, that was out of context." Like, shut up, Tim. Like that's what are you talking about, man? That's crazy. Anyway, that was just a side thing. We weren't supposed to talk about that much Trump tonight. All right, Zach, let's go to the next one, man. Along the same lines of the whole DEI racism thing, press release: National Cyber Director encourages adoption of skill-based hiring to connect Americans with paying cyber jobs.
Skill-based. What an amazing phrase.
Y'all, this is how stupid our society and our culture has gotten over the last 10 years, is that we became so obsessed with race and gender and sexuality that people started hiring based upon nothing other than those three things. And it had nothing to do with how skillful you were or how qualified for the job you were. It was all about filling a diversity quota, DEI garbage, ESG garbage. And now the director of cybersecurity, I can't read that, so somebody's going to have to read that out if somebody else can read it.
Skills-based hiring opens up opportunities for workers who have learned skills. Clearly, whoever wrote this press release was not a skill-based hire.
Well, they're obviously not targeting kids from the Bronx. We know that.
Oh, y'all, like the fact that this is news, that the director of cybersecurity, it's news that he wants, or he or she, whoever it is, wants to hire people based on their skill level, is just utterly depressing.
Well, and did they announce that as like a shift in their hiring practices as well?
He's encouraging people.
Okay.
It's not a directive. It's we should hire people based on their skill level. Oh my gosh, novel idea.
I was just to say, what a novel idea.
Right. Well, and that's there are certain sectors too where you start talking about DEI and they're like, yeah, but not that much inclusion. We're gonna look at your resume first.
Brian asked, does the White House use an older version of ChatGPT to write their statement? Pretty good. What was is the next one on the same line of topics? Zach, I can't remember. Hang on. No, it's not. We're gonna get to that one after this. Let's not go to that one yet. Before, I don't know, anybody else have anything to say about this idiotic news that should never have been news to begin with?
I mean, if it's news at all, like I said, it's a change in policy, which is scary as hell.
Yeah.
I mean, because this is National Security Cyber Director. So, like, I don't know, around Black Friday, if all of a sudden you go to Kohl's or Target and the credit card system is down, it's because they hired somebody not based on skills. Right? I mean, like, and there's more than that. Like, you hear that, the Russians are allegedly hacking the water departments in certain towns in Texas. Well, hey, if they're not hiring off of skills, well, then your water plant shuts down.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pretty important job. You kind of need some scrutiny on that.
Yep. 100%. Like all of our infrastructure, all the water you drink, all the electricity you get, everything that you do on a daily basis requires skilled labor in order for it to operate. But we've been hiring a bunch of non-skilled people because they're black or because they're Latino. Like it makes no friggin' sense.
And telling them no still because they're Asian. Harvard or Yale.
No, Asians are white. Hasn't that been decided already? Like, didn't some racist person decide that already? I mean, freaking ridiculous. All right, y'all. It's about the time.
I am not fucking drunk.
19th or blue.
Every pretty girl deserves to go to a ball.
This is everything about it's a clam. I love it.
I gotta be honest with you, I feel like I'm a little bit too drunk to stand up. On Wiedersehen, asshole.
I'm drunk right now.
So good. Every time.
Oh, now that I'm on the stupid StreamYard app, I don't get to see that anymore.
You didn't get to see it?
Nope.
Oh, interesting.
I hate apps.
Dude, you got to get a webcam. This is getting ridiculous.
You need to mail me a webcam.
Okay, done.
I'm sure that's in the budget.
All right. Welcome.
Take it out of my next 32 years of earnings.
Welcome to Drunkard of the Week. There were so many to choose from this week, but we landed on Ohio State commencement speaker Christopher Pan. And here we go.
Panned. There's a D.
I'd like to get started by moving our energy, getting our energy flowing. So if you're able to, please stand and follow my movement. Take a deep breath, get real high, and scream at the top of my lungs. Hey, hey, hey. Left, hey, hey, hey. Put your hand on your heart, take a deep breath in. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Wow. So what we just did is called box breathing. 3 blind men touch an elephant. The first one says, it's a snake. And the second one argues, no, it's a wall. And the third one rebuts, no, it's a rope. None of them are wrong.
All of them are wrong.
Their perspectives are limited. Singing is also powerful for manifesting. What we sing about, we bring about. Feel free to close your eyes if it helps you drop in. It's going to take about a minute, but I'd love to help you find a word to guide you through the next chapter of this journey. Go back to our box breathing. Inhale, 2, 3.
I have
now,
so much
as
to
an
say
apology
about
for
this.
talking about Bitcoin, I'm going to gift everybody in the stadium your own custom My Intent bracelet. Hurt people, but healed people, heal people. I loved my experience as a chemistry TA. I truly did. And so I would love the opportunity to perhaps be your life TA if you're interested.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
where do we start?
This guy. Okay, so I'm going to be, before we get to eviscerating this idiotic speech at a college graduation, he seems like he actually comes from a place of caring. Okay,
I'll give you that. Yeah,
I watched the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
It was an abomination to public speaking. but he seems like he just wants to put good things out into the world.
Sure.
The biggest issue I had with it, though, is he tried to talk about Bitcoin for about 1 minute and got booed by all of the people in the
Really?
and then, as you heard later, apologized for talking about Bitcoin and gave them a My Intent bracelet, which if you watch the whole video, you're just gonna be like, okay, whatever, dude.
It goes great with the My Intent pillow.
But overall, he was speaking to college graduates, y'all. Like, this was at a commencement speech for a prestigious university.
What was the whole thing with the elephant? Where
it was different perspectives. He probably said the wrong words, but if you're
did he screw that up? Because that was not done well.
No, it was done horribly. You're not supposed to say none of them are wrong. You're supposed to say they're all wrong. They just have different perspectives.
Yeah, none of those are wrong. Now, here's the thing. If you had done like a car and you'd been like, it's just a tire, like that part's right. You know what I mean? But calling a trunk a snake is not fucking right. Like that's so stupid. If you just said it's just a trunk, then that would have been okay. I don't know, man. That just didn't even make sense as an analogy.
Grumpy says
I cannot blame this. I can't blame this guy because this is obviously his shtick. Who I blame is whoever the associate dean was that invited him to come and deliver this address. Because there's no way you get this guy to come and you don't know what he's going to do.
Well, they didn't do a skills
This is obviously this guy's thing.
Well, look, so Grumpy might actually be correct. I know it seems like he was at least high when he wrote the speech.
Yeah.
He definitely could have actually been high on stage.
I wonder, man. He
literally sang a song and get real high.
Yeah, that's true. He did say. Good point.
I wake up in the morning and I step outside. Yada yada yada. Like,
and I'm frustrated because he's okay. The box breathing thing. I do box breathing. Box breathing is awesome, but he's given like a bad name to breathing exercises. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not going to get someone who's not already into it.
He wasn't doing it correctly. Like, he wasn't doing it correctly.
No, we didn't. At all. That's not what box breathing was. Anyway, no, because I do it, and that's not it. But
no, the full video is so much more painful. It's only 18 minutes, so if you want to go watch it. It's Zane. If you could have watched his explanation of what Bitcoin was, you would puke in your mouth. Like, it was
was he doing aerobics and yoga while he was explaining it?
He did a magic trick.
Oh God.
He did
that's definitely something that inspires confidence in a currency, is equating it to magic.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
And he then thanked the audience for allowing him to learn that magic trick just so he could do it on stage during this commencement address.
That sounds right.
All right. So drunkard of the week is Christopher Pan. Never get on a stage again, man. That was horrendous. That was so bad in every way. I don't go watch that.
I think we need a new term called Pan's drunk.
Nice.
So good. All right. Next contender for drunkard of the week is our next topic. So let's bring that up, Zach.
The U.S. government can't go bankrupt because we can print our own money.
It obviously begs the
That's a
question,
true
why
statement.
exactly are we borrowing in a currency that we print ourselves? I'm waiting for someone to stand up and say, why do we borrow our own currency in the first place?
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money, and it definitely lends that money, which is why the government definitely prints money, and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? they sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah. So a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to
kill kids.
So, yeah, I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, because it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time, and it clearly borrows. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So, I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Who put out this video?
Okay.
Who allowed it to be published?
For people who are just listening, that is the chair of the Council of Economic Advisors for President Joe Biden. That
of course
was
it
from a outtake or a clip from a new documentary coming out called Finding the Money. And it is currently in theaters. Came out on May 3rd. You can also go to findingmoneyfilm.com.
That's alarming.
The best quote from it, from Jared Bell: "I don't get it, government economist."
Perfect snippet. Yeah.
Y'all, that guy is the chair of the committee that is advising Biden on the economy.
This makes sense, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
It makes sense to me. Yeah, I get it.
Look, Zane made a perfect point. Just talking about the unimpressive elites, the people who are in charge of us, who have no idea what the heck they're talking about. I've read, I don't know, at this point, maybe 10 books on Austrian economics. I could talk this guy under a freaking table. Like, dude's a moron when it comes to economics. And I'm not that smart. I'm a doofus. I just lost at trivia to a bunch of other doofuses.
I resemble that.
It's astounding that these are the people who are making the decisions for us, telling us what we can and can't do, debasing our currency and deciding who gets what money and
a senile old man what to do. Yeah.
If you need any more of a clear picture that we're toast, we are fully infiltrated, overrun, ship is sinking. I mean, look at that. I mean, that guy is the chief economic advisor to the president, and you ask him basic principles of how money works that you learned in middle school if you went to a decent school. And he can't.
If you weren't in the Bronx,
learn that in middle school. Yeah. That's AP macro level material. So I'm at least going to defend this guy that it's not literally middle school content. But it is literally high school content. But one question I wanted to ask you, Jake, is the documentary that this is a part of, is it coming from like the modern monetary theory camp and they're trying to roast the Keynesians, or is it coming from a more libertarian angle?
That is a good question. Let me go do a little bit of research and I'll get back to you on that.
I got the feeling I get the feeling it's coming from just like a conservative angle. But I've seen a couple of other clips and it seems like that's what they're trying to expose is like, hey, this is where the money's going. Like, you know, you keep making more and more and paying in more and more. What's happening? And then, hey, let's go talk to the people that make these decisions. And then you see exactly how stupid they are.
So the reason I ask is because it sounded like he was attempting to critique modern monetary theory, but just doing a horrible job. Because if your framework is Keynesianism, which is only slightly better than modern monetary theory, your only defense against MMT is, we can print the money, but we can't print too much money because eventually we will have serious inflation. The only problem with that is you tie yourself into a pretzel by somehow claiming that the inflation we're already experiencing and have experienced in the past 100 years, that's okay. But if you listen to these MMT guys, it'll be worse than it already is, which it actually would be even worse, but it's already really bad. And Keynesians can't admit that, so they can't provide an effective critique of MMT because they don't have strong enough principles.
Correct. This movie's going to be dog shit. I'm going to read you. I'm going to read you what the summary is. Finding the Money follows former chief economist to the Senate Budget Committee, Stephanie Kelton, on a journey through modern money theory, or MMT, to unveil a deeper story about money, injecting new hope and empowering democracies around the world to tackle the biggest challenges of the 21st century, from climate change to inequality.
Democracy, a new hope. Okay, so I just want all the listeners to know that as stupid and dumb as that guy was, he is actually smarter than everybody that's financing this documentary.
Oh, yes. This Brian has it right. MMT lumps everything into a simplistic aggregate. MMT, modern money theory is painful because it's just another step in people trying to fix something that was broken using something that is impossible.
Perfect.
Like, it's exactly what's happening with climate change. Like, the climate isn't broken, but they're trying to fix it. And by them fixing it, they're going to destroy it.
Yes.
Or they're
Perfect.
going to destroy the human race.
You know what this reminds me of that I learned recently about something in my new city? So in our area, we've got some parks, and one of them used to be like an old like a military kind of camp kind of thing, and they had these bunkers that they would store things in. They're like these big like half dome sort of concrete bunkers everywhere.
Yeah.
And they got like a rat problem at one point, and they were like in the bunkers. So their answer to it was to release a bunch of fucking rattlesnakes in the area because they eat rats. But also so do a lot of other snakes that don't kill people. And so now this is a public park now, and there's fucking rattlesnakes everywhere because they got the great idea to release poisonous snakes everywhere.
No, you're blind, and they actually released a lot of elephants.
No, they released a bunch of walls. Yeah, perfect.
So good.
So now they can fill it with possums.
Yeah.
Just gotta balance it out.
Let's cleanse our palate of this horrendous economic advice and listen to Jack Mahler talk about Bitcoin for 2 minutes, and then we'll go to some funny videos because that, I mean, goodness gracious. Yeah, Zach, put it up on screen, buddy.
What I do, I only own Bitcoin, and I spend on credit. So it's what Sailor does. You borrow the weaker currency and hoard harder currency. So I have credit cards, and I spend on those. And then when I need to pay those down, I sell the Bitcoin to pay them off. I do bill pay with Bitcoin, but in that way, I'm borrowing the currency that only goes down. So I get to spend it without ever needing to hold it. And I hoard the currency that averages going up 50 to 100% year over year. So everything around me gets 50 to 100% cheaper year over year, right? It gets a half off every single year. And I spend on a credit line of the currency that's getting actively debased by my government. So I'm just running a short trade all the way down to the penny.
There we go.
Okay. He's got to figure it out.
So here's somebody who actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to economics. Jack Mahler, he's the founder of Strike, not Stripe, Strike, which is a Bitcoin transaction company. He's awesome. He's a great follow on Twitter and Instagram. He's often speaks at big events, and he's very coherent. He goes on the news all the time and just puts dum-dums in their places like very quickly. He's fantastic. So highly advise going and following him because he gives great Bitcoin advice.
What's Twitter?
Yeah, I don't know. We had a bunch more topics, but we're not going to get to them tonight. Yeah, I have to get up super early in the morning, so we're not going to stick around too much longer than 10 tonight.
So that guy's method does make some sense, but he would have to be locked into a card that he got before 2019. Because now, you're getting credit cards at 30, 32, 34% interest. I mean,
Holy
if
shit.
you got great credits in the high 29s.
Well, yeah, but you pay it if you pay it
Pay it
down
before
each
the month,
you don't have to pay any
Yeah.
interest.
Sure.
I guarantee you that's what he's doing.
He
said
doesn't
he's selling the Bitcoin to pay off the credit card.
Yeah.
So it sounds like he's buying Bitcoin on credit, waiting for Bitcoin to pop,
No.
and then paying it off.
No, he's getting paid in Bitcoin and spending money on credit
income
card.
Bitcoin.
Income through Bitcoin.
Spending.
Through credit card.
Okay. Like the mayor of Miami.
Exactly. Well, yeah. If nobody has anything else to say about this, we'll move on to some funny videos. What do you got?
What's that?
Oh,
you had to drink your oil?
Oh,
you have to down that whole thing.
I do.
Oh,
and
my God.
Cheers, brother.
Chug.
And if I throw up, I have to start over.
I'll do a solidarity chug. We'll waterfall with you.
Oh, hold on.
Right.
I got some of that fresh pressed good OJ. So
Wait a second. I'm supposed to.
I'm cutting my. Oh yeah, Mary's down here. She's doing it with me.
Oh, okay.
Good job,
Don't make fun
Mary.
of my give eye. I scratched my contact.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
All right.
Or I scratched my eye.
Steven is going to be drinking some olive oil on camera right now for a cleanse that he has to do. Oh my gosh. I mean, I do love olive oil.
This is the most keto thing I've ever seen.
Hey,
baby.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. You're literally mixing it with OJ?
Oh no, don't do that.
Oh yeah. That's going down.
Gosh. This is a spectacle.
Yeah.
You got to show the camera for a second.
Pour me any orange juice. He didn't even pour me any orange juice.
I told you to bring a glass.
I got a glass right there.
All right,
Cheers.
bottoms up.
Cheers, everybody. Get you some. Get you some. All right. How quickly does Steven run off camera here? That's the question.
Give me the OJ.
What's that like? I've never done that. Is it slippery when wet?
I have heard of people drinking olive oil because they needed to
That's
gain
oily.
weight or something.
Yeah, for alone.
I can't hear them.
Oh yeah. For alone is one.
For alone, yeah.
It was one guy who was
Juan Pablo
walking across Antarctica though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The guy that won
How you
season
feeling,
9 did.
Steven? How you feeling?
I'm hanging in there. So the theory behind all this, what's going on is, I'm doing it's a 6-day cleanse.
Okay.
This is night number 5.
Okay.
So I've been taking supplements all week, eating real clean. And this is going to flood the liver with fat, force it to open up and let everything out.
Huh.
And
Okay.
tomorrow
I
is
didn't know
going to
about
be
this.
magical.
Okay.
I thought it was just going to make.
All the cleanse because it was making the baby poop. Like really
Oh,
bad.
yeah.
Oh, yay! I can hear you.
There we go.
So I couldn't do the whole thing because it was making the baby poop. Like a lot.
Oh, yeah. We don't want that.
No.
We don't need everybody in that house pooping.
Is that just OJ or is that more olive oil?
That was the rest of my olive oil.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
All right. Well, so you
God,
basically
dude.
just drank salad dressing. That's gross.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo. That is very impressive.
Yeah.
I drank it without mixing my orange juice. I just chased it.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's why we're married.
Like a champ.
Grumpy says, send me that cleanse, Steven.
Global Healing, globalhealing.com. It's the liver detox kit.
That sounds like a really
Pretty easy to
trustworthy
do.
website.
And we
Yeah.
both feel like we lost weight. I don't look at the scale.
I mean, I did
It's
see on their
supposed to be.
website a little WEF logo in the bottom corner, so it's probably a great website.
What did he say?
He said he just went to the website. There's a WEF logo.
All right, y'all. For everybody out there, we're going to watch a few funny videos. This is how we end the show. Thank y'all for tuning in. We really enjoyed this. This was a fun show. Zane's first time hosting trivia.
Yeah, good job, Zane.
Fantastic. Bravo, Zane. We've got some sweet merch being represented. I got my black drink whiskey spread misinformation. Steve has his drink beer spread misinformation.
Zane's like the equivalent of like the pro bowler that like turns coach, you know?
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, you're literally saying Ken Jennings, which is what he is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Tune in next week. We'll be back next week, 8 p.m. Eastern, every week. I don't think we've missed a week in a year, maybe. It's been a while since we missed a week.
I've lived in 3 states since we've started. So.
How about that? How about that? All right, y'all. Let's go watch some funny videos. Oh, this podcast is brought to you by Rabbit Eye Wine, best blueberry wine in the state of Georgia. There you go. All right, this one actually wasn't on the funny list. It was on the actual topics list, but it's funny nonetheless, so we're going to watch it anyway. Let me make it a little bigger. This video has been making the rounds this week, so if you've seen it already, I apologize.
A report today predicted possible catastrophic warming of the Earth by the 1990s with a strong climate change.
What the scientists are telling us that we don't get our act together within the next 8 or 9 years. We're talking about cities all over the world, major cities going underwater.
The federal report today predicted possible catastrophic warming of the Earth by the 1990s.
So since 1983, they've been saying 8 or 9 years till catastrophe.
Well, and don't fall for the whole Plymouth Rock thing that's making its rounds on social media again.
Plymouth Rock.
The actual rock they're using that as an illustration that sea level hasn't moved in 500 years, 400 years.
I've seen that.
The current Plymouth Rock that's there has only been there for 150 years. So
there we go.
Sea level hadn't moved in 150 years at Plymouth Rock.
All right. Well, here's a fellow conspiracy theorist right here.
A conspiracy theory. I think that the FaceTime line filters out farts. Ricky and Melvin, you are going to be my guinea pigs today. Okay. Right? And we're going to do an experiment where one of you is going to be on FaceTime, one of you is going to be on a normal phone call. You're going to be in different rooms, so there's no cross-contamination of the farts.
It's like a real experiment.
And I want you to both make a fart noise, and we'll see what it does. See how the phone deals with it. In order for it to be a fair experiment,
right.
I remember my GCSE science lessons, you need a control. Ricky, we need you to prove that you can do a fart with your mouth. Melvin?
Can I just say, I love my job.
Let's call Ricky Hayward-Williams on the bog standard phone. This is a controlled
real
experiment.
Would use the same
Please, would you fart for me down the phone? Thank you. The fart has been received. And let's now connect the FaceTime line to Melvin O'Doom, who is in a different room. Please, could you now fart down the phone to me? Melvin, are you doing this?
I'm doing it now.
I knew it. I knew there was something going on here. Ricky, fart. Right. Melvin, fart. Melvin, fart.
I'm doing it.
Ricky, fart. Oh, my God.
I can see him. He's doing it. I can see it through the glass.
I don't know where to go from here. I am now a conspiracy theorist. Here's my conspiracy.
So if you're on FaceTime, apparently it filters out farts.
All right.
What the crap? That's just wild. All right. This kid is a legend.
Boom, 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 boom. Fire, boy, make a big noise playing and the tree's gonna be a big... Man, someday you got fire on your face. Big this face. Get all over your place. Singing way up, rock you.
Nice.
Good job, man.
The kid's got energy, man.
He got more into that song than most singers of bands. Like,
I think he got more into it than Freddie Mercury did.
Here's the Dune 2 reference that I was referencing earlier, or the Dune. Here we go. This made me laugh so hard.
When the Larkins first landed on planet Durnst, they knew little of the Janklin people, but they did bring enough placosium to earn their respect. But father, what about the neutral lights? How could they survive in the deserts of Clarnium? Ah, yes, my son. That's why we made an alliance with the Flooples. But does that mean Mother is part Floople? Yes, dear boy. You have Floople blood pouring through your veins. Oh, did you guys flee during the 5th Gloopington War? Oh, silly boy. This was actually in the middle of the 6th Gloopington War, during a treaty with the Cleveland people. Now go home. Fergstation and Florkhorn left for Palth, and Pluby is all alone. Gleep glop, gloop flop, norp snarp flart, norp slip and flop and flurp.
If they were on FaceTime, it would have censored half of that out.
That is so good. Yeah, so many people felt that way during that movie, especially the first one. Oh, all right. Final video of the evening, y'all. Here we go.
Getting someone at a bar might be gayer than having sex with a man. What? Imagine being in a bar surrounded by beautiful women, but all you can think about is that dude in the corner who's been staring at you all night. So you walk over there and get right up in his face till you can feel his breath on your lips. You're so close you could kiss. But you're not gay, right? So you wrap your hands around his waist and drag him onto the ground with you instead. Your shirts get ripped off on the way down. It's skin on skin now. He's trying to thrust his hips out of there now, but you know who's in charge. So you keep him pinned down and spit in his face to remind him. Then your hands run up his body, and as they start to coil around his neck, 5 dudes are literally trying to peel you off this guy. But you're not going to let that happen. Nothing's getting between you two. Because he's all yours tonight. Fighting someone.
Never thought of it that way.
Freaking genius and so true. That
So
is
if I
funny.
If I bust out laughing halfway through my next bar fight, it'll be because of this short.
I love that you're planning on having a next bar fight. That's great.
Yeah, next Tuesday.
Okay, it's planned. Wow, that's
every 4th Tuesday. No.
4th Tuesday. All right, y'all. That's our show for tonight. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Really had a good time tonight, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Steven, glad you made it late. Glad you made it. Glad you made it.
Good to be here.
Zane, bravo, hosting trivia for the first time. Good job.
Man.
The hat looks great on you. Go out and get your threat to democracy hats, everybody.
I need one.
Anonymous, you just keep being anonymous, buddy. Okay. Good night, Grumpy. Good night, Hannah.
Night, guys.
We'll see y'all next week.
Cheers.